Today is Wednesday, the 15th of April, and we are reading from day 105 of the Book of Mysteries by Jonathan Cahn. Day 105. The man born to pause and ask. In the ancient world, say the teacher, there was born a Jewish child to an affluent family. His parents gave him two names. The one name could be translated as small, but which came from the root word meaning to pause, to desist, or to stop. His other name came from a root word that meant to ask, to seek, or to inquire. The child grew up and rarely paused or desisted from anything, nor was he one to question his course. He was headstrong. But one day, all that would change. He finally paused, in the form of a blinding light that caused him to fall to the ground. Oh, the Apostle Paul? Yes. The name Paul or Paulos comes from the root word Paul, which means to pause, to stop, to desist, to cease from one's course, or to come to an end. So the man whose name was linked to pausing and stopping finally pauses and stops. God caused him to finally stop, to desist, to come to an end. So his whole life, from the moment he received his name, was leading up to that moment. And what about his other name? In Hebrew, say the teacher, the word for ask is Shol, from which we get the name Shaul or Saul. Paul and Saul, I said, he who pauses and asks. And what happened, asked the teacher, right after he paused? God said to him, Saul, Saul. In Hebrew, that's like saying, ask, ask. And what did Paul do? He finally asked the question, who are you, Lord? Finally, he who was born to ask, asked. For the first time in his life, he realized he didn't even know who God was. And only when he asked was he able for the first time to know. His whole life was waiting for that moment. And his question was answered with the words, I am Yeshua, Jesus. And so the life of the man who paused and asked would be changed forever. He would become what he was born to become. You see, say the teacher, if you can't stop, if you can't pause enough to seek, you will never find anything more than what you already have. If you can't ask, then you'll never know anything more than you already do. Pause that you might find, and ask that you might know. For we were all born to pause and ask. The mission. Today, pause. Stop what you're doing. Cease from your routine and your course, and with no preconceptions, seek Him. And we are reading from Jeremiah 29, verses 11 through 13, Acts chapter 9, verses 1 through 8, and Romans 1, verse 1. May the grace and peace of God be with you.